So I'm not gonna lie to you, I wasn't gonna make this video because honestly I was kind of under the impression that no one would care that much. I don't know why I thought that way, because I've gotten a lot of requests from people to make this video. But yeah, so for anyone who's brand new here, I'm Blacksmith. We did a lot of Marvel Rivals content, and I was pretty prolific, I guess just known for my Rocky Raccoon gameplay. This is a smithing session. It is episode 4 of the smithing sessions, and the whole idea behind this is that I kind of have a topic and then I just talk about it, give my thoughts on it, break down, analyze things, and it's worked out pretty well for a lot of the Rivals content. Like it's actually been one of the best things that have been on the channel as far as engagement and what people are interested in. At least it seems like it is. I know a lot of people wind up throwing this on almost like a podcast where they just have it on in the background and do a bunch of things, and it is, I don't know, I really appreciate the fact that I can do something like this and that you guys actually care and want to listen. But let's get right into the meat and potatoes of it. Why I left Marvel Rivals. I don't like to have a hard line in the sand to just start things off. So I'm not completely saying that I'm never going to play Rivals again, but I've just really not had a good time with it. Let's just kind of go over the things real quick. So, first of all, I was never really like a die-hard fan of Marvel. I was never really a die-hard fan of Marvel. Like I liked a lot of the things that that Marvel had. I keep on referring to it Rivals, but it's Marvel. I'm trying to say Marvel. There's a lot of really cool things, and the MCU introduced me to a lot of that stuff. Though MCU also kind of got like really bad to me personally. I feel like it just lost a lot of the cinematography of it all, and I like the vision of what they were going for, but it kind of just eventually turned into almost like a Disney thing where it's just like everything had to be comedically timed. And while there is a lot of comedy in the Marvel universe, like outside of the MCU, I feel like it had a place, and there were still so many moments where like they were hard-hitting things, and it just caught me off with that. But that's a topic for a completely different video if we want to going down that route. Right now I'm talking about Rivals. So I was never really attached to Marvel as a whole. I never really had like a character that I really stuck to or any of that type of thing. I never read any of the comics. It just really wasn't my particular thing, which I'm not knocking for the people who it is. It's just like that wasn't a contributing factor for me to want to stick around, right? To add to it, there was a lot of toxicity when I was playing, a lot of toxicity. So, and it's one thing, I mean, I've played Call of Duty, you know, I've played MOBAs before. I've played a lot of games. You know, I've been playing games since I was a little kid, and toxicity is not anything new to me. Nothing new to me. I loved Halo, loved Call of Duty, and you want to talk about some toxic lobbies or just shit talking or any of that type of stuff, totally into it. You know, it's honestly, it's part of what makes a community come together in a lot of ways, if we're being honest. Like, it's one thing to have a super wholesome community, and I really appreciate that, but sometimes like being open and honest and just talking shit to each other, that can also be such a huge thing when it comes to building a community together. Because it's like it's like picking on your little like sibling and everything. It's like you get to pick on them, but if anyone else starts picking on them, that's when you start getting up in arms, you know, like, I don't know, there's something about that type of toxicity that's just like, it brings people together. But this is a completely different type of toxicity. It feels like the community almost just likes to be upset with everything. And there's just a lot, I don't know what it's like a meta thing going on right now with being able to rage bait people, or to just make it so that like one person in the game doesn't have a good time, and then it just like trails into everybody else. Like everybody's playing this mental game the whole time. And me personally, like, I don't know, it's not something that I have a whole fun time with. I think there's this also misconception that this is like my full-time gig, you know what I mean? But you know, I still got a full-time job, you know what I mean? So I still come home at the end of work, and I want to hop on and I want to have a good time, and I want to be able to hang out with people on the stream and make content around stuff. But not to just have a bad time and like force myself through it. So that's also the third point. It's just like I'm not really having a whole lot of fun with it right now. You know, the one character I did like in Rivals was Rocky Raccoon, and they kind of just killed his whole identity. I don't know, they just killed his whole identity for what he was to me. And that was like my last holding on to kind of thing. Like I find that when it comes to a lot of these types of games, I find a thing that I really like, and I just I bunker down and just really enjoy that thing. It doesn't mean that I won't experiment and experience other things. Like I really found that I love Magic. Magic was a great character as well. I love the combos you could do with her. She was just a lot of fun to play. I'm just not a DPS guy, you know what I mean? So I didn't really want to play DPS. I wanted to play support, and I wanted to play an aggressive support, which at the time was Rocket, and then it just felt like they took a lot of that out of him, which kind of like drew me away from the character and thus away from the game. But like, I don't know, honestly, it's not all bad. It's not all bad. I loved my time with Rivals, and again, I'm not saying it's completely over, but I loved my time with Rivals. You know, it was my first opportunity to be partnered with a game, and that was super cool. That was such a cool experience. I loved being able to do that. Loved being able to bring early access content to you guys as well, to be able to experiment with things and test some things out. I loved everybody like engaging with it and saying, oh man, what would happen if I did this with this, and just experimenting with that. I thought it was super cool. I loved being able to have that opportunity, and I hope that that doesn't go away anytime soon between that game and also any of the other games that we wind up playing. But there's also a lot of things I learned through that experience. You know, I learned that I have a true love of breaking down and analyzing things about games. I really enjoy being able to just like figure out why the games make the decisions that they make, you know, the intent behind everything, which is also kind of why like it led me down issues with Rivals, because I felt like it had a lack of intent in certain areas after season 0. But you know, it really felt, I really like breaking those types of things down. And even better, it seems like you guys like to hear me break these things down. Like as if views and engagement or anything to go by for standards of seeing what you guys like to like listen to and watch, then it sounds like you guys really dig that idea, and I'm down to do more of those types of things. Yeah, and also I learned that I feel like my community should be built more off of something tangible than just a specific game, right? Like I'm so much more into long-term growth than fast growth. I feel like fast growth comes and goes just as quick as it grew, you know what I mean? But long-term growth is really something powerful, you know? Having a community together with people who just want to be here for each other, or be here because whatever we're doing, like as a long-term thing, it sounds so much nicer overall. And that takes time, but I feel like it's been a hard time finding my niche for a lot of those things, and I'm really working hard at it, you know? So other than that, I'm just going to talk about like some plans for the future for some of the things I have going on. I do want to make more videos like this, you know, where we just have a subject, we break it down, and we kind of discuss it. And I really want to know what you guys want to hear me talk about, or what we can just have a discussion on in general. I'm very open to the idea of like taking some suggestions of what you guys want to learn more about, or hear my breakdown of, and then make more videos about that type of stuff, you know, really build this community out as a discussion kind of thing. I also want to start working towards building my own thing, you know, putting my money where my mouth is and getting started on really forming my own game, my series, all that type of stuff. You know, there's a lot of people that are a part of this community, and they have no idea that there's a whole fantasy lore element to the stream, and that's on me. You know, I haven't really been showing it to you guys that much. It's a part of the stream, but it's not really a part of these videos here. So I'm going to start slowly integrating more of that into these videos as well, because it's something that I truly think that a lot of people have grasped onto and really started to enjoy, you know. It's kind of how we build up our community. We're the Smiths, so there's a whole lore behind that, and I can link that video. I think I can pop it up in the right hand corner or something like that, and I can so if you guys want to go check that out. It's a whole fantasy lore element thing, and I've been working on it. I want to make some games around it. I want to make cinematics around it. I want to write stories about it. It really drives me. And I feel like I want to bring that over here, you know. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to still play games, and I'm not going to still make videos like this or any of that type of stuff, especially with gameplay in the background, whatever. But I definitely want to start moving towards that vision, because I really feel something with that. You know, it feels like my life project. And I feel like I want to have people along with it. You know what I mean? It's no fun to make a thing and it just be your thing. I want it to be everyone's thing. I want it to inspire so many people. And I don't know, maybe I have this grandiose vision of it, but it's really something that makes sense to me and that I feel something for. And I just want to try to express that and make other people feel something for it as well. You know what I mean? So I really want to just work on building a community, not focused around a specific game, but focused around an idea, like a concept, a presence, you know? So some real quick final messages. Overall, I'm still figuring out what type of content creation I want to do, even to this day. You know, I've been at this for about 7 years now. I'm just realizing it's August. Yeah, and like next month is 7 years, man. You know, that's almost a decade of time that I've been devoting time to this. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I love it. I still love it to this day. You know, you figure if you devote this much time to something, that at this point it should be so much more than it should be or anything. But at the end of the day, I think the thing that is important to me is that I love doing this thing. I love being able to engage with everybody here in the community. I love being able to create things the entire time. Just overall, I'm having a really good time with it. And I try really hard not to let the numbers get to you. It's really hard as a content creator not to let the numbers get to you. And they do all the time. But I'm really trying to just focus on the things that matter to me. And this is part of that stuff that matters to me. You know, it really is. So as far as the future is concerned, expect more art stuff as well, instead of like not just gameplay stuff, but also we might do some sculpting and do a speed sculpt video while I'm talking over the concept of game design X, Y, and Z, you know, that type of thing. Or breaking down a certain mechanic in a certain game that I really like and appreciate and want to bring into other things, etc., etc. You know, like there's so much potential with all the things that we could make here. More than just, hey, watch me play this game. You know what I mean? I'm still, like I said, I'm still going to play games that I find entertaining and that seem fun. But I want to try and find a new way to approach it for the content style. You know what I mean? Like if I'm playing this game and I'm enjoying this thing, I want to explain why I'm enjoying this thing and how I feel like more games could implement this type of thing or any of that type of stuff. You know what I mean? Like to have a more analytical approach to what we're doing. Doesn't mean that we're not gonna have a fun time. I'm still gonna post clips of me doing stupid shit because I'm really good at doing stupid shit. But you know, just have a more fun time with it overall. You know, at the end of it, I honestly just hope that no matter what it is that we do, I hope that you guys are proud to be a part of this community. You know, that the one thing, when I started making the community based around everyone being a smith, it's because I wanted you guys to have a certain presence and a certain power and a thing to be proud of. You know, it's one thing where you're just like, oh yeah, I'm proud to be of this community, proud to be of this community. Blah, blah, blah. But it's another thing when you have a name to put behind it. Like I wanted you guys to be proud to be a smith, and you guys can, and I hope that you are. You know, I hope that what I'm doing here is truly making you guys proud to be like, hey, I've been a smith since the beginning or whatever, and I'm proud to be this thing. And I just hope that whatever we wind up doing, you guys feel like you want to stick around for it and that it is something to be proud of. And I hope that you guys know that through all of this, I am so appreciative of all the love and support that we have towards this channel, towards this community, towards each other. It really does mean a lot. I feel like a lot of like content creators maybe say that or maybe don't say that or whatever, but I can't speak to their validity of how much they like truly appreciate it, but it's everything. It's everything over here. So thank you guys so much for being a part of the things that we got going on here. I hope that the future of this channel is something that you are interested in. I hope that the community side of everything sounds like fun. I hope you looking forward to doing some of the learning more about the lore. I'm down to do some lore videos. Let me tell you, I'm down to talk about some lore stuff, break things down in the world building if that sounds interesting to you. We'll be doing that stuff live on stream as well. So if the lore stuff is interesting to you and you want to hear more about it, say something in the comments. If certain gameplay gameplay aspect is something that you find interesting or that you want to learn or understand more about, let me know in the comments. Like I'm down to break some things down and like understand the approach and maybe help other people understand that side of it as well. That being said, I hope that you have a lovely rest of your whatever the day is. I'm streaming Tuesday through Friday, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. EST, so feel free to hop on in and say hi to everybody that we have hanging out in the stream, and look forward to some more videos of this kind of style. Yeah, that being said, until next time, continue exploring, Smiths.